All right. Good morning, everybody. How are we? Good afternoon. Sorry. Morning for me. Good afternoon, friends. Friends and new followers, I guess we could call you guys, since you are all curious. All right. I will be uploading videos at some point today. So welcome to Paranormal Witchcraft. We have Chris here, I see. Myself, anyways. All right. There's somebody. I just saw somebody pop up. Hello. We are trying some high-end incense that we bought in Pennsylvania. That is what I'm looking at. Ooh, it's strong. Holy hell. I didn't realize it was that strong. Woo. This is heavy duty, real deal dragon's blood incense. I paid a pretty penny for this package. I wanted to share it with you guys first here. Welcome to Paranormal Witchcraft. Now that we got the room smelling of dragon's blood, get it away from my coffee. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are and where you're tuning in from. Chris, good afternoon. How are you? Let me crack a window. Holy crap. All right. That'll help. So, good afternoon. I'm Tobias Josephson. Welcome to Paranormal Witchcraft, LLC. This is part of our Chaos Over Containment structured education. Feel free to follow the framework if you like anything you've heard today or you learn anything new. You do not have to, of course. So let's get into today's classwork real quick. All right, and then I'm going to read an excerpt from a book called Psychic Witch, and it's going to be an excerpt titled Tuning In. We have some tarot. I'm highly considering using more tarot in these live streams because it just seems to catch attention for the time being. So we might add more and more tarot as we go along. I'm not a professional tarot reader. I have the capacity and the skill to do so. I'm just not so sure I have the desire to compete with all my friends and my readers out there, like Dusty, right? ScorpioPriestess.com. Go check her out. If you are a divine feminine here tuning in, she will do nothing but help you out. She has a bunch of workshops going on. She does twin flame, spirituality, life coaching, and very obviously tarot. We have Nikki and we have Chris in the crowd today. Welcome. Blessed be both of you. Eclipse was awesome. Good. I'm glad you got to see it. I thought it was last night, and so I slept through it, which is fine because I needed a huge recharge. And so I truly believe that the eclipse helped me out. Let me get that further away from my face. There we go. Now the wind outside is starting to pick it up. So today we're talking about containment over chaos. Today isn't about spirits again. It's about you. It's about me. It's about all of us. More specifically, it's about the way we speak inside and the way we speak inside an investigation, more importantly. Most cases don't really spiral because something unseen is escalating. They spiral because the investigator in the room, somebody in the room, is escalated. The fastest way to destabilize a room during a paranormal investigation is with contaminated language, all right, your nervous system. Stay with us. Here's what we think the problem is. Let's audit something honestly together here. By the way, when there's questions asked, feel free to answer honestly down below. We don't treat anyone here at Paranormal Witchcraft with any form of contempt. That means we don't pick on you. If you don't know, you don't know. How many of you have said, is there something here? Is there someone here? Comment below in the comments, yes or no. Can you make that noise? Can you say that again? Have you asked that question? Answer in the comments below, please. Have you said something like, are you angry? Are you upset? Do you need help? Etc. If you've done something like that in an investigation verbally, answer down below. Did you touch me? Etc. Every one of those questions already assumes something. Do you see our point there? Presence, emotion, intent, interaction. You've written the script before the room ever even escalated. You've written the script before the room's even escalated. Okay? That's not investigation. That is nothing but suggestion. So the people next to you may not pick up on that, right? But that's not investigation. That's suggestion. And that leads us to our first engagement cue, a big one. Besides the questions. The questions are meant to engage you guys that are curious, okay? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. And if you're bored, you can leave the room. Hundreds of you have done it so far in the past 3 weeks. Paranormal Witchcraft LLC is not here to be a million-man podcast overnight, okay? We're under a 5-year steady stabilization, responsible, ethical growth plan, okay? We're not here to escalate. We're not here to purport instability in our investigations. We're here to educate for valid, credible investigations. That's it. Type in the chat leading if you've caught yourself doing this. Type in the chat discipline if you're working on correcting it. Okay. And that includes us. That includes everybody out there doing investigation. The point of investigation is that you get better every time and that you want to learn something for yourself and your team. Okay. Thank you. Leading, very good. So how do you ask the questions? You let them engage you. Like as you saw in the videos we shared yesterday, the bell decided to go off on its own accord. We were conversing and looking at each other, all right, completely letting the devices do their thing. Then when it bring, then you can ask it a question like that. All right. Can you do that again? Do you want to join the conversation? But you wait. Instead of going, did you touch me? Or immediately going, you have to stay calm, because what we're saying is, how do you know you're not making the spirits nervous with your energy? All right, if you're calling them out and they're a shy spirit, like they were a shy human being, think of it that way. If they were kind of an invert, they didn't talk to many people, and now they're passed on, what's to say they haven't carried that part of their energy? All right, they've left their meat suit, they're still here, but they still have personality traits. It could be. Yes, you always want spirits to engage you first. That is one good technique, all right, to let yourself know, all right, and especially if you're unsure and you're trying to teach yourself from refraining. Now, that's not to say anyone out there is doing it wrong. Please remember at this juncture, we are not here to attack anybody's beliefs, opinions, or structures. Okay, we are just offering a different viewpoint. That is all. Okay, so I myself will comment below leading and discipline, because in the beginning I did too as well, caught myself doing the same things again out of ignorant. All right. Not being told how to do it, not being shown, not being pulled aside, not being mentored. Okay. That's rampant right now on social media. All right. Everybody wants you to know what's going on without you knowing what's going on. So if you're one of those investigators, then enter Paranormal Witchcraft LLC. Let's move on with the chat. Let's break down what we think might actually be happening. You're in a dark location. Somebody says, "Are you standing next to me? Did you feel that?" Etc. Instantly, here's what happens, and I think we can all relate to this. Shoulders tighten. Breathing changes. Someone shifts their feet like I just did. All right, that's why I'm moving. My feet just moved closer together. I'm getting into a defensive attack energy like this. See? My shoulders are tight. My elbows are within. I'm gripping. All right, my feet are now touching. Right? You may not even realize you do this. Equipment brushes fabric. Someone shifts their feet. Now you've got communication. Now you've got escalation. Now you've got something. All right. And because expectation was planted a few minutes ago, your brain just starts filling in the gaps. Remember, a few weeks ago, we started talking about how in doorways you might see a shadow. The HV or the electrical or something on in the house might kick on. All right. And that could startle somebody who's not familiar with that sound, etc. All right. And then you're off to the races. Do you always introduce yourself to them? Yes. I think that is one of the most important things we should do. All right. Like you do, Chris, like I do, like Matt and team members do at Blue Mountain. You always say, "Hello. Thank you for allowing us to stay the night." And I did say this, etc., etc. But as we sat down to do poker and stuff the other day, notice we weren't like constantly looking over at the bell. We weren't constantly looking at the K2. We weren't looking at the SLS that he was messing with, etc. We were actually engaging with each other, and then you'd see, bring, okay. Now you make sure you stay calm like Matt did, and if you want to watch that, you can. Good, great questions, great engagement. Thank you. Yes, very good. And because that expectation was planted by somebody new who just joined your investigation, the brain started filling in the rest. All right. And that person may not know that it's not paranormal escalation, that it's just their nervous system being nervous about the escalation to come. All right. And that's the nervous system contagion. So we want to slow down, we want to pause, and we want to re-stabilize. You can use the 3 breath work technique where you're 5 seconds in, do that 3 times. You should feel yourself relaxing. You should feel an internal and external shift. When one person spikes emotionally, the whole room might subtly follow. That's biology, not a haunting, not a paranormal experience. From today forward, let's try implementing something that is simple. After any prompt, any kind of cue, any kind of escalation, try to use silence. 30 seconds. No whispering. Don't allow your nervous system to break into your thought patterns. Don't use any "did you hear that?" Don't try to interpretate anything that's happened. Just sit there for 30 seconds with yourself or your team And after that, you can say this: we are observing for environmental change. Now let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. We are observing for environmental change. Did you feel that? Did you not feel that? That discomfort is why most investigators might talk too much, might shift, might fill in the awkward silences. Instead of interpreting, they're trying to interpret the silence without any actual data points. That silence begins to feel like a loss of control for some, but the silence is actually containment. Instead of "are you angry?" let's try something along the lines of "we're here documenting any measurable environmental variation." Or instead of saying "can you do that again? Can you knock again? Can you scratch me again?" etc., we will observe for audio or physical anomalies over the next 30 seconds if you would like to repeat that. Notice what we've changed here. We tried to remove any narrative. We removed any form of assumption. We removed any emotional prompting or hook. And when we successfully remove those, credibility in our investigations, credibility in our investigation structure, our teamwork structure increases. And that's more or less what we're looking for as a team. Yes. Yes. Very good. Thank you, Chris. Now, here's the hard truth, okay? Be honest. Have you ever reviewed footage and realized you escalated the moment? Yes. Yes, I have. Right? My very first engagement, my very first investigation with another team, I did that. All right. And I caught myself after, but I remember thinking, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. I thought I was prepared. And boom, before I knew it, I escalated. And it was wild. Okay. It just goes to show you that in some ways, and it's probably not the best way to articulate it, but shadow work or self work is very important when it comes to being a lead investigator or being an investigator that wants to be credible or validated. You have to keep your emotions and your mind in check. You have to keep yourself stable, grounded, and responsible for the safety of the location, its occupants, and everybody who's along with you. And so it kind of makes sense. So, have you ever reviewed footage and realized you escalated? All right, the moment, yep. All right, that happens. If we're being truthfully and bluntly honest, it happens occasionally. All right. But that's the point. All right. We too are working to get better with every single hunt, every single event, every single bit of knowledge we put in our minds. And that's the whole point. So if yes, that's growth. Okay. And so I will clap for every single one of you. Thank you. Growth is hard, but growth is where the real deal stuff is at. Okay, because one, you don't have to worry about defending yourself to the public around you ever. Your actions will do that for you. Okay, because you're not using any form of bullshit, trickery, or escalation in anyone's emotions. All right, you're not going to be just trying to get clickbait or monetizing or etc. You're actually there to hunt and to be validated and to be viewed as credible. Do you want stimulation in your hunts? Or do you want credibility? Type down below if you want stimulation in your ghost hunting, or You want credibility. And I'll pause a few seconds. The truth is, it has to be one or the other because you don't get to have both. You can't eat your cake. All right. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Stimulation looks exciting. That's why everybody tries it. It spikes adrenaline. That's why everybody's doing it. It creates viral clips. Again, that's why everybody's doing it. But it does not build long-term longevity or authority. It does not build long-term credibility. It just does not. Because you can't do it both ways. It has to be one or the other. Credibility looks slower, like we're doing. Credibility looks quieter, like we're doing over here at Paranormal Witchcraft. It's more controlled, but it survives everyone's scrutiny. That's why I'm a big fan of it. Containment over the chaos of personalities, people, places, and things. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to make amends. I don't have to apologize for misspeaking, etc., because the structure speaks for itself. And now we can get back to being professionals, growing and building this structure together as a team. See how that works? Because you don't get both at the same time. Containment over chaos is about choosing credibility over popularity every single time you investigate. It's not about people looking at me or looking at us at Paranormal Witchcraft. It's looking at what we're doing in Paranormal Witchcraft LLC, how we conduct ourselves. So if you like that, if you've learned anything new, if you can agree, if you disagree, all right, please give us a like, give us a thumbs up, share us with somebody you might think would feel like this is right up their alley, all right? Or subscribe if you've really had your eyes opened here. It doesn't matter to us which one of those three options you choose. You can choose the fourth and not do a damn thing and walk out of this live stream. It does not matter to me or Paranormal Witchcraft LLC. We come to everybody with complete love and light, and we leave you with complete love and light. If you don't know who I am Tobias Josephson. I am our lead investigator. So for your next investigation, ask yourself some questions. Am I asking neutral questions? Is my tone regulated? Yes or no in the comments below. Am I narrating to fill these awkward silences for the people who have paid to be with our team, etc.? Or would this session survive peer academic review? That's an important question to answer. Your personal evidence is only going to be as strong as your personal structure, depending on how you each conduct and hold your paranormal investigations. And that's not for us to judge. Your structure is only as strong as your discipline, and your discipline should show up first every single time. And your discipline should show up first in your language, verbatim. Moral psychology should be the first hint people get. Are you calm? Are you monotone? Are you trying to be emotionally centered and grounded? Are you using responsible questions? Are you using investigations in a structured, safe, responsible manner? All right. If you are, that does not mean you're not going to get the escalation that everyone else is purporting. It just means it'll take you a little longer. That's all. Stop asking the room to perform for you. Stop asking the location to do what it's always done. If you're a repeat offender, all right, and you're using Pennhurst or other locations as part of your professional structure, and you are expecting the locations to perform for you every single time. That is not using containment over chaos protocol. You're expecting these places to make you money, and that is simply just something humans don't get to expect, sadly. All right? Start observing it. All right? Take the next 7 days. All right? Don't do anything different in your investigations or your shadow work, but try that. Try the 30 seconds of silence trick. All right. Utilize that for the next 7 days. Ask yourself if it's made a difference. Come back here in a week. Let myself and the team know. If it didn't work for you, that's fine. This will not work for everybody, and results may vary. Okay. Containment should always be first. Always. This is Paranormal Witchcraft LLC. I am Tobias Josephson, and this is officially Containment over Chaos Protocol. All right. So we will close the binder, put it aside, pull some cards over and the excerpt, right? And this is from a book called Psychic Witch by a writer, all right, by the name of Matt Oren. Now, this is for what I will call the muggles, okay? People who probably have never tried meditation hardcore more than a few weeks, decided it didn't work, and you gave it up. I'm going to read some excerpts here, see if I can't help you guys out, and keep it simple, stupid. Opening up to perceive and interact with the subtle energies around us can drastically change your life. It can help you find more clarity. For some of you, it can bring peace into your life. It can empower you and others, and it can help you create effective change within your personal world. After learning how to relax your body and the mind through visualization and breathing, you can now focus on becoming receptive, meaning you will be able to slowly teach yourself how to engage with the spiritual realm. By tapping into our inner worlds, we can affect our outer world. This author calls this following exercises as tuning in exercises. Two different images come to mind with that term, just as you would tune in a radio station. All right. The other idea that comes to mind is tuning a guitar to make sure it plays exactly the sounds and the notes you want it to in the proper strumming. Very similar way. You're trying to get your mind and your body to stop being tangled up and giving each other mixed signals. And that is why most people can't get the basic concept of meditation. That is why most people can't calm their brains down right now. You don't even know what you're actually thinking or feeling for the most part. You just think you do based on the external stimuli that you're driving yourself through 24/7, 365. And by tuning in, what you will find is you are absolutely, positively mistaken, and that most of what you're chasing after in this 3D world is really not as important as it should be to you. But we aren't here to try to change anybody's mind here. We're just going to share with you guys a little things, couple things that work for us, and this is one of them. When you can learn to slow yourself down for even 5 minutes away from the world, away from technology, away from your worries, and away from your emotions, and just let it all go, and just really, really, really try to tune into yourself, you will find that there's a whole different you inside of you that you're portraying in the wrong ways on the outside. And you're doing it by using trauma bonding behavior all right, or you're using any form of etc. to try to fill in those gaps with your mind in the 3D, when all you really need to do is slow yourself down, get rid of what's going on in the world around you for the most part, and start looking within, start healing within. All right. And then you can come back out and you'll start seeing things very slowly over years. All right. With dedication and discipline, you will start to see things working for you. Your thoughts will then become actions, and your actions will then start becoming in line with what you're trying to produce. All right. Which is how paranormal witchcraft was even formed, right? It started in here in my head, and now here we are about a year later. It's a real, living, breathing thing, all right? And I didn't just get on a computer and create it, all right? There's so much more that went into that besides just the getting off the couch, all right? And so tuning in is a very, very, very important thing for everybody out there to learn. When you go to church and you pray, that is a form of meditation. All right. When you throw up a Hail Mary to God and you need God right now, you're praying to the angels that the world is despicable and disgusting, and it might be the apocalypse for some of you right now. That is a very clear example of doing a tuning in session in your own way. It's just that's not what it's called. Meditation, chanting, prayer, daydream, dreaming, they're all intertwined very similarly, okay? Because we give them belief. And if we give them belief, that makes them reality. And the only way that happens is if you believe in here and you truly believe in here and you have that faith, okay? And it is something I can't explain to other humans. You have to take my word for it, okay? If you want a closer relationship with God, or if you're in witchcraft, all right, and you're a new hat or a new broom, this is where you start. Knowledge. Not what the world is telling you to do, not how other people around you are telling you to do it, unless they're telling you to start here. If they're telling you to start here like I am, then they are correct. If they're trying to say you don't need all that, then you might have to raise an eyebrow, and they may not have your highest interest at good. Okay? I do. All right. If you want to be somebody more than you are right now, you have to go within. If you want to be somebody more than you are right now, you have to go within. If you want to become somebody more than you are right now, you have to go within, and you have to stay there for years. You can't just trauma bond. It's never going to work. Okay? So that's a very important message, because a lot of what you're seeing on social media platforms is unfortunately a severe form of trauma bonding. Okay. Now, I can't tell everybody out there on the internet which ones they are. It's not my job to do. Okay. It is not my business. It's not my job. And I will never do that to somebody who's trying to better themselves. All right. But I will carry this message from the spirits to you guys. How many people are still with me? I see 2 people, Nikki and Chris, and everybody else has the attention span of an ant. All right. You know why they have the attention span of an ant? Because they think they're woke. The correct term is you are awakened. All right. So if you're awakened, welcome to paranormal witchcraft. If you're woke, welcome to paranormal witchcraft. I don't really care which one you are. I would like you to be more of the mature, awakened version. But if you're a younger person and you think you're woke, welcome anyways. All right. This is the Angel Oracle deck. I thought this would raise some eyebrows, since we seem to have a collective of religious, everyday muggles, practicers, and paranormal investigators walking through these lives. And so we're going to be using the Angel Oracle deck today for some tarot. After we use the Practical Witches tarot deck for some guidance, we will throw the Angel oracles down and get some angel messages for people. All right. And so thank you for tuning into Containment Over Chaos for Paranormal Witchcraft, especially. Thank you. We appreciate you being here. Now, the angel number oracle deck is all about numerology. It seems to be a very popular thing going all over social media and the internet. There's a huge call, a huge pull towards spirituality. Ouch. I just cracked some of my knuckles. Ooh, that hurt. So for our tarot, we're going to be using the Practical Witches spell deck, 100 spells for love, happiness, and success. Let's go. Chris, if you would like to make a post just with paranormal witchcraft, you can, but I would recommend you don't. Somebody else can, like Nikki, who isn't under social media guard right now. To let them know we're live for the next half hour. We're going to be pulling tarot for the next half hour just because. Why not? Let's have some fun. All right. Now, tonight, it will be witchcraft related. All right. So if that bothers you, please don't tune in. It will be for Brotherhood of Male Witches. It will be witchcraft related. All right. And so if that bothers you, please don't tune in. All right. It'll probably be any number of physical things we'll be talking about. I haven't really given it too much thought. I'm still waking up and still making sure my energy is recharging. All right. I don't really like reversals, especially when I'm doing lives. I know some tarot readers like to embrace reversals and uprights and everything in between. I do not. All right. Maybe one day in my future, if I mentor, don't know. So the funny thing about mentoring is people want you to mentor, and then it's kind of like a New Year's resolution. People fall off pretty quickly. And that's nothing against them. I'm used to it because being in recovery for so long and being somebody who did sponsoring is kind of like being a mentor, if you will, in recovery scene. You're trying to help people stay clean, etc., etc., etc. So let's see what kind of messages we get here today. And the energy of the read is Altar Spell card. Let's see what we got. This is probably some of the biggest incense I have ever seen. Can't really tell what they made out of. So, a sunrise spell. All right. Float a rose in a clear bowl of water. Watch and light a pink candle beside the bowl. With your left hand, gently stir the water and say, "These waters cleanse my soul and my being. Now, with a clear mind and heart, I am seeing, I am love. My heart is as big as the sky and the earth. From the east to the west, love universal gives life its worth. Blessings to all, so mote it be." And so it is said, and so it is done. Under this newest of moons, In Eden fair, I walk through flowers. In the garden of my desires, I light the flame of my mind, and I plant the seeds of things to come. Beautiful sentiment. Let's see what else is going on in your noggin there. Beautiful, good. Well, you do. Me. I am also in recovery. I have just over 5.5 years this time. All right. I had almost 8 years before that. I had 3 years before that, and before that in my life, it really didn't manifest into full blown alcoholism. But I was a fetal alcohol uh, addict and alcohol syndrome preemie, 3.5 months premature. And if that helps anybody, we'll show you the scars of what happens. All right, very briefly, so we don't offend the internet. But there you go. So this is a second resection, goes all the way down to my groin, and yes, it did go all the way up to my sternum. We had to open me up, get rid of all that scar tissue that built up. This is the original scar. Here's my colostomy bags, etc. And so what I have is called adhesive bowel syndrome, which means my intestines were not developed like normal people. All right, obviously, because I was only 3.5 months early, which means I still had 3.5 months left of gestation, cooking, etc. to go. And so I survived, but barely. I had a long period of recovery, all right, from that premature birth. I was supposed to be born in February. I was born in November. So a lot of things have shaped who I am, etc. And so I've spent the last 10 plus years trying to retrace all that, etc., doing service work. And so I will always be a silent warrior for people like that, and we will always start talking away the dark. So the next card, Great Goddess, giver of all fruits of this earth, of all bounty, of all beauty, and of all well-being, bless all who give and receive these gifts of yours. I am made of the sacred earth, Gaia, purest water, sacred fire, and wildest wind. Blessings upon thee, Mother Earth and Sister Sky, so mote it be. Your first card was talking about under the moon. We just had a solar eclipse overnight. You are giving thanks for the brand new day through that spell. All right, let's see what the middle of your reading says. Great Goddess. I think I just put back the wrong card. It is actually the same thing. Believe it or not. That is odd. This is a Temu deck. Look at that. I have not caught that before. All right, very different energy, exact same spell. That one was a blessing. This one's a meditation. All right, so perhaps you were meditating last night. All right, and this is your blessing coming forward. Okay, the last one was the blessing. This one's your meditation, but it's the same thing. And I believe what it's saying is you have this on your mind. You have this on your subconscious. You have this. All right. Like we were talking about with the witches' ruins. A lot of people are here for a deeper connection to the spiritual realm. A lot of people are here because they've been tapped to make long-term changes. And a lot of people are here because the world has done something to them that has caused them to shift and heal. And so I think, nonetheless, Nikki, Chris, and others, it's a beautiful message for you. Now, this is a blade blessing. Your thami and your bowline will each be very useful in your practice. To imbue each new tool with your personal energy, perform this speedy spell. I'll grab mine just to play along. Okay, bowline, athame. This is my right hand, this is my left hand, and on you guys, this is my right and this is my left. There you go. All right, so bowline. Blade of metal so strong, you will serve me well and long. Spells we will craft, together we belong. Blessings and magic bind this song. So mote it be, and so it is, and so it is done, and so it is said, by the power of 3 times 3. Blessed be. Okay, so now not everybody has a set, but metaphysically in your mind, you could do that along with us. All right, you could use it with something like your wand. All right, and maybe one of your tarot cards, etc. Feel free to come up with something that would give you meaning. All right, now the end of your read is a sweet dreams spell. We are connecting with somebody in the room who is restful, somebody who's had a restful and deep sleep. And this is one way that we ensure our own good health. Now, if you want to do this, you can. You can find yourself a satin pink pillow. For anyone out there, you can just use a standard white candle or black candle if that's all you have. Use dried rose petals, bergamot, eucalyptus, and thyme if you have it. You can put it in a bowl of water. And what you can do is you light the candle. You can do a little chant here. And obviously let the candle burn all the way out into the water. I call upon the powers of the night to watch over me, to hear my heart's desires, and bring me what my soul requires. Blessings to one and blessings to all. Now, what you can do is you can repeat that, all right, as many times as you feel the need. You can repeat it once if you feel the need. I will address some comments here now as I'm putting these away. Congratulations on that journey. Thank you for sharing scars. You're welcome. Awesome. Love it. The cemetery and blood. Oh, nice. Good job. That's actually not a bad place to spend the eclipse, is in a cemetery. Thank you. Beautiful. Who else do we have in here? Brian Moore. Brian Moore, welcome. You look like a new individual in here, so welcome to Paranormal Witchcraft. Or welcome to my channel, actually. I just realized I did that on purpose. There was too much confusion between the groups. A lot of people didn't understand that Brotherhood of Male Witches was Brotherhood of Male Witches, and so that's why I just say follow the YouTube channel for now until I can make sure that the two will stay separate. Let's pull some Oracle message. Remember, we did shuffle these at the beginning of the live. All right, we're going to pull 3. 1 at the top, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the bottom. 888, I saw this earlier. There it is again at the back of the read. Thank you. We start out with 0707. The next numerical advice you get or synchronicity will be 999. And the last one today will be karma, 888. Your first one, 0707, means compromise. Somebody out there has to compromise. If you're struggling, that's why. You're supposed to be learning why you're struggling. Release that. You will bring yourself back to balance and healthier cycles and karma. All right, is the reason. All right. And it wants to bring you back to balance. It wants to bring you back to your healthier cycles. Now let's see what they have to say. 0707, feel free to write this down on your forearm. All right. Remind yourself all day. 0707. It's also a good way to get yourself into numerology. Teach yourself as you go. All right. Next, you have 999. You write that under it if you want. You don't have to. Write that on a piece of paper. Keep it in your pocket. Do whatever you want. All right. And the last one is 888. Very powerful numerical number. 0707 talks about compromise of self, compromise your awareness, compromise your forgiveness, and your professionalism. Use your empathy, your tenacity, and your freedom and forgiveness. Let go of what no longer serves your highest good. Stop holding on to grudges or resentments. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to move on. The truth will set you free. Where did I hear that before? There's a movie I saw that. And at the end of the movie, it was Jim Carrey, Liar, Liar. And the truth shall set you free. Remember, Jennifer Tilly lied about her age to get married, and there you go. Is there something in your past you missed? A clue, a synchronicity? Maybe that's why we're using numerology today for some of you. All right? Please remember this is for entertainment purposes only. All right? And with tarot, take only what resonates with you. In other words, what causes, all right, something to move you internally or cause you to think of something immediately means you've resonated with it. It has relevance in your life right now from wherever you are listening from. Balance, finances, success, wealth, healthy cycles. What goes around comes around, leading right into karma. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you're experiencing a significant change or conclusion, or you feel like you're running uphill, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. Break it down, make it micro goals. I've said that since the first of the year. Micro goals. Stop with the resolutions. Humanity can't handle resolutions right now. There's too much chaos. Micro dosing, micro goals. All right, baby steps this year until the world dynamic can calm itself down. Each of us has to break it into smaller bites. Just my humble opinion. Call me full of shit if you want in the comments. It's okay. All right. So how can you make room for something new to emerge if you're not willing to give everything up and you're just trying to hold on to everything you've built and you're dropping shit and you're still trying to bend over and pick it up? Leave it on the ground and keep going is what the universe is saying. And if you're fighting it, this is why you have karma slapping you everywhere you go. It's not us, it's not the internet, it's not the platform or the app. It might be you, is what the universe is saying in a very gentle way. 888. Karma, 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 karma. We hear you. We see you. We've called you. We need you. Whichever one you guys are calling it for. Okay? Please don't shoot the messenger. I just pull what the spirits want to be pulled. Again, it's meant to bring us back into a balance, into a focus. Get those finances reined in. Get that success mindset going again. Get the wealth on your heart and mind manifesting. Get yourself into healthier cycles. All right. Get that meditation, energy work, that pranic work going. Get that Kundalini energies flowing. What goes around comes around is your last message. So have you done something that you forgot about, 25 years ago? For some of you, possibly it's right in front of you right now. Message. A lot of money is coming your way, our way. A lot of money is coming towards Paranormal Witchcraft LLC. A lot of money is coming towards Tobias Josephson. A lot of money is coming towards Chris and others in here. All right, speak your truth. A fortune refers to more than just monetary and material successes, though. If you don't appreciate the people in your life right now, you won't have them tomorrow, and you'll find yourself alone. This message encourages all of us to take personal inventory, personal responsibility, and use it to realign and use it to realize our greatest potentials, our highest goods. You can't make this up. I'll leave it here for you guys to read. Beautiful. Thank you guys. I always like to put cards at the bottom of a deck. So, with that being said, guys, thank you. This has been another series through Containment over Chaos. A little structural investigation protocol we came up with here at Paranormal Witchcraft LLC. This framework will not be for everybody, all right? And we are not here to challenge anyone's investigations protocol. We are not here to challenge anyone's opinions or beliefs, okay? With that being said, please remember everything said herein was for entertainment purposes only. I am Tobias Josephson, and this has been a series for Paranormal Witchcraft LLC. We will catch you guys later. I will be in different clothing because I will be representing a different group. Okay. And so I want the followers to understand that I'm going to ask that you do not follow both lives on this channel if you are not a serious practitioner. If you are not a serious practitioner, new hat, new broom. All right. I'm going to ask that you stay away from the 10 p.m. Okay, because we're trying to make sure Brotherhood of Male Witches has an education structure series available for everybody on Facebook to come check out. Okay, and so with that being said, it's okay that we have female collective in here. Okay, but after talking with admin, obviously we've already let you all know we cannot break the original structure. You are welcome to follow along. All right. It's just we will not be letting people into the social media platform. You can follow along here. That's the best I can do for right now. So we hope that's good enough. And the goal is to make sure that both groups stay as they've been. For 5 years, the Brotherhood of Male Witches has been male driven, towards males, for males. All right, point blank. All right, I do have a number of groups that you can find on Paranormal Witchcraft if you're a new hat, new broom, and you are co-ed. I can send you to Paranormal Witchcraft, which is Sandy Bowersox and Christine Bowersox's group. Go check them out. They would be a great mentor fit for some of the females, okay? You can go follow any number of groups out there. There's Feisty, okay? There's Witchcraft for Beginners, okay? There's other groups I don't follow anymore, etc. So there's any number of co-ed groups out there. And I just wanted to state that on camera, on YouTube, for everybody out there who might be getting it confused on social media platforms. Okay, there's not a whole lot I can do about that besides get up here during the live streams and make these public service announcements. I do not have the energy or the motivation or the willpower to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of posts across all 4 of my platforms. Okay. So I appreciate the understanding. I appreciate those who do get it. And I do appreciate the compromise. I understand that for some of you, it might be a tough pill to swallow. Please don't get offended that way. It's not meant to be offending at all to anybody, please. Okay. And so that being said, I'm going to go eat and get myself into the video sharing so you guys can see the type of evidence and data points that I collected for paranormal witchcraft. And so, since this is a brand new computer, I've never taught myself how to share videos before. That is on my list this week. Let's see what we got. Got you, brother. Good. Truth and Tarot says they see. Tracy, my love, I hope you understand as well. I said that for females and stuff like you in here is it's not that I don't want to, it's just I will never step on the toes of my brothers. Okay. That's kind of like breaking the vow that we made when we formed that group. And so I really am honored, and in humility, I thank you for understanding that. So have yourselves a good afternoon. We will see the rest of you at 10 p.m. for the Brotherhood of Male Witches. I am Tobias Josephson. Have yourselves a blessed afternoon. I think I'm going to give ourselves a few minute break. My clock is wrong here. So it is about 3 o'clock. So at 3:30, I'm sorry, at 2:30, we'll go live on Facebook. We'll see how that goes. Seems to be okay there. So if you want to follow us to Facebook and you guys want to make a post there, feel free, but just use Paranormal Witchcraft. Don't use any other names. All right. You can use me and you can use Paranormal Witchcraft. But as far as the rest, Chris, I already think you know, but you don't know about the others that were yelling at me for that. There was a lot of people just screaming. And so that's why I had to ask you to stop tagging. All right. So thank you for that. Give me a few minutes to get some food warmed up. All right. And we will do a brief tarot live over there on Facebook. So have yourselves a good afternoon, and we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. for another edition of Containment Over Chaos. This has been Tobias Josephson. We are Paranormal Witchcraft, LLC. Blessings and blessed be.